Today, we're going to be talking about the 2012 musical Les Miserables, directed by Tom Hooper. The scene we're going to be looking at today is the first song, Look Down. As soon as we start the movie, we get a time card. The time card tells us where we are and when we are in time. But there's other indications that we are in France during the French Revolution. Once the time card disappears, we see the French flag floating in the water. This also gives us our mise-en-scène of the location, and the camera slowly pans up so we can see what is above the water. Another context clue that we can get from this scene is through the music. At the beginning of this scene, there is absolutely no music. We can hear little bits of water from the waves, but that's pretty much it. When we rise above the water, we can actually get to hear the start of the soundtrack. It is this big, looming sound that reverberates with you. We can also see a ship. The camera starts to move and slowly bird's eye view over the ship, and we don't know exactly the scale or the size of it, but we can tell that it's pretty big. The ship rocks back and forth because of the sea spray, almost giving you like a seasick feel, which is what they're trying to give you, showing that they've been on this long journey that has taken a lot out of them. As the camera moves, we head to the front of the ship, and we can finally see our first characters. We see these men pulling the ship into a giant dock, giving us the scale of the ship. These men pulling the boat in give us a lot of context clues. One is that they're coming home from a long journey, and they're bringing the ship back in. And two, these men are slaves. They have to row the boats, they have to bring the ship back into the dock. We begin descending down into the dock, and we can finally see the state that these slaves are in. We see that their hair is badly shaven, their clothes are ragged and torn, and we see them getting pummeled by giant waves, and they're waist deep in water. We finally get to meet our main character, Jean Valjean. He is similar and in the same state as everyone else, but we can tell that he is our main character because we zoom in on his face. The very first words that we hear are the grunts of the slaves. We cut to a lot of different shots of them struggling and hauling this ship into the dock. You really feel like you're pulling the ship with these men because we're eye level with them and we're getting sea sprayed and we're getting all of these different perspectives and points of views. We finally clip over to Jean's face and we see him look up, which is in contrast to the song Look Down. We move over to where Jean is looking at and we see our antagonist, Javert. The camera is low to the ground. We are looking up at him at a mid-full shot, and he is just a looming presence. His hair is nice and neat, his clothes are straight, his posture is stiff, he has a light beard, and his hair is well done. He is in very much contrast with the other characters that we see. And Javert is the one who's looking down at the slaves. Just like Jean was looking up, which is when the song is saying look down, Javert, who has the high ground, is looking down at them. This is the perfect intro song because we see the duality and the conflict between Jean and Javert. They are exact opposites of each other. Javert looking down at the slaves also gives us a sense of control. Javert is the one in control of everything. And this also represents his beliefs. In the movie, he believes that the people who've done wrong are slaves and are horrible people and will go to hell. I'm talking a lot about contrast in this video because it is so prevalent in the story of Les Mis. Valjean and Javert are foils of each other, and they complement each other but also contrast each other. A minute and 12 seconds into the movie, we finally get our first real words of the song Look Down. We move over to Jean, and the camera's slightly tilted down, looking at him, emphasizing the words of the song. We then get a lot of clips of back and forth of the slaves pulling the ship and Javert looking down at them. And one of the main aspects that a musical has to accomplish is furthering the plot through the music. And Les Mis does this so perfectly. We know that at least Jean has been on the ship for 20 years, and that most of the people on the ship has either done no wrong or their crime does not match the punishment. There's a lot more to this scene, but I'm kind of running out of time, so thank you for watching my video.